Hi, it's been a while. So as a few of you may know, I have been active on YouTube quite recently through things like shorts and community posts and whatnot. But now is the time for me to make a proper return to YouTube and begin the next phase of this channel's journey. Now, I've been working relentlessly on my Centrifuge project, of which the full video will be out very soon, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about a few things related to this channel, its direction, and so on. And I also wanted to talk about something else at the end. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. The first thing I wanted to discuss is Doing It Ourselves, the series I've been uploading for about a year now as kind of a rebrand, or more accurately as kind of a packaging of the projects and experiments that I show off in my videos. And the goal of these videos is to get more people making, growing, etc., more of their own stuff, so they can become more self-sustained and less reliant on markets for their needs and for their resources. And the reason I'm advocating for that is to give regular people more power, democracy, autonomy over the resources that they use and consume on a daily basis. And that is in addition to the sustainability benefits of DIY and things of a similar nature. So what's happening with Doing It Ourselves? Well, Doing It Ourselves is obviously going to continue. It is, after all, the bread and butter of this channel's content, at least for now. Now, there are a few things I wanted to talk about here. Firstly, on a bit of a personal note, I have more free time now. I got laid off in June. Obviously, that was a bit of a significant change for me, but it was kind of a welcome change. I had been wanting to get out of there for quite a while. I basically traded job security for more freedom, admittedly at quite a high cost of a lot of short-term uncertainty. But what that means is I now have the time and the freedom to go full throttle with the channel. And what that means is I will be uploading a lot more frequently from here on. And you got a bit of a taste of that from all the recent shorts I've been uploading. There's definitely more where that came from. Okay, secondly, there is something I kind of wanted to get more into the habit of with Doing It Ourselves. And that is talking more about the why. Why am I researching algae? Why am I building this centrifuge? Why am I building this generator? Etc, etc. And I feel that's important because this isn't just a STEM channel or a how-to channel. This is also very much a channel about sustainability advocacy and about empowering people by showing them ways of making and doing more of their own things, and thus becoming more self-sustained, more self-sufficient, which I believe is the first incremental step to achieving sustainable abundance. So for example, the work I did on modules, still can't say that word, modules, and the generators I made with them. And this is something I'm going to continue working on, by the way. The reason why I started the module projects was because I saw a gap in modular open source hardware design for things like generators and motors and so on and so forth, which are things everyone uses daily for various purposes. The purpose of the module project is to take the hard to disassemble, closed source, hard to recycle nature of things like motors and generators and try to make them more modular, more open source and more sustainable. And that is the kind of train of thought I want to employ more in my content, more so in my long form installments. Next is something very exciting, which is the potential upcoming changes to my workspace. Currently my setup is quite suboptimal for creating content, for carrying out projects, for tinkering around with stuff, etc. And I want to fix that. Details will emerge as time passes. It's early days yet, but the idea is that I want to expand my workspace to allow me to work more effectively and hopefully to allow me to carry out perhaps more ambitious and varied projects in the future. Lastly, on a bit of a sad note, unfortunately, my apologies, I wanted to pay my respects to Robert Murray Smith. It was revealed a couple of weeks ago that he is unfortunately no longer with us. I don't think it's right for me to go into the details of it. You can find more information about it on his channel. But yeah, it is a slight shock for me, especially considering that he was one of the major inspirations for me starting Edenia in the first place. But may he rest in peace, and hopefully I can be one of those to make good and pick up his torch and carry it forward. So yeah, my condolences. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I will get back to you. Thank you all for watching. Take care. I'll see you all next time. It's great to be back. Welcome to Phase 2.